Welcome, friends, and happy Hanukkah. It's Miss Gisa, and today's story is called Hanukkah Lights and Hanukkah Nights. Written by Leslie Kimmelman and illustrated by John Himmelman. My relatives come from far and wide to help us celebrate Hanukkah. My family lights the shamash candle. Tonight is the first night of Hanukkah. My grandmothers sip this chicken soup. Tonight is the second night of Hanukkah. My aunts chant the holiday blessings. Tonight is the third night of Hanukkah. The nieces spin their four-sided dreidels. Tonight is the fourth night of Hanukkah. The nephews fight like Maccabees. Tonight is the fifth night of Hanukkah. My uncles flip potato latkes. Tonight is the sixth night of Hanukkah. Our kittens play with chocolate gelt. Tonight is the seventh night of Hanukkah. The cousins sing the holiday songs. Tonight is the eighth night of Hanukkah. All the candles are shining brightly. Happy, happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah, the festival of lights. Every winter, for 8 days and nights, Jewish people all over the world celebrate the holiday of Hanukkah. With a shamash, or leader candle, they light the menorah. Songs are sung, dreidels are spun, sometimes money, gelt, or gifts are given. But the real story of Hanukkah happened long ago. More than 2,000 years in Syria, there lived a king named Antiochus. He wanted everyone to pray only to his gods, so he ordered the Jewish people to stop practicing their religion or face terrible punishment. Some Jews were afraid, and they obeyed the king. But Maccabee and his 5 sons refused to pray to Antiochus's gods. The 5 Maccabee brothers fought King Antiochus. Many other Jews fought with him. After 3 long years, the Maccabees won. Once again, the Jews were free to pray in their temple in Jerusalem. But inside the temple, everything was smashed and broken. Worst of all, the eternal light, which burned day and night, had gone out. The Jews looked everywhere and finally found enough oil to burn the lamp for 1 day. Then came the miracle. When the lamp was lit, the oil burned for 8 days and 8 nights. Today, at Hanukkah, Jewish people remember the Maccabees' victory and the freedom they won to pray to their own God. By lighting the menorah 8 times, Jewish people remember the miracle of 1 day's oil lasting for 8 days and nights. When latkes are made at Hanukkah, they are fried in oil as a reminder. And when the dreidel is spun round, the letters on its side say a great miracle happened. All right, let's make a menorah. What you're going to need are paintbrushes, a palette or little cups to put paint into. You're going to need blue and white tempera paint, yellow construction paper. I have already pre-cut out the flames, glue, scissors, and I'm using a thicker piece of cardboard, but you can do this on construction paper or felt. You will just need a piece of paper behind it to glue it to make it thicker and stable. And then clothespins, wooden clothespins that you can paint. If you can't find wooden clothespins, you can use plastic, but then you're gonna need to use different paint, probably a acrylic paint or an oil-based paint that will adhere to plastic. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a few different shades of blue. And the way to do this is to add different amounts of white to the blue paint. So if you add a lot of white, it'll be light blue. If you add a little white, it will be a darker blue. So you want different shades. And I want that blue just a little lighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more white to it. I'm going to move the menorah out of the way for now. And you can see this is going to be a darker blue. I want this one kind of to be in between that, so I'm going to add a little bit more white. And then if you want a darker blue, you can add black to it. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to take your first clothespin and you're going to go ahead and paint it. And I'm going to give these just one coat of paint, but if you would like, you can definitely let these dry and then give them a second coat of paint to make them really opaque, which means not see-through. So I'm going to go ahead and paint each one first. Now, if you'd like, you can go ahead and paint the whole. You can let that dry and then paint the back. I'm just going to paint the front of these to show you, but absolutely, you can paint the whole clothespin if you want. I'm going to also have one that's just blue. And I'm going to do one that is just a little blue, but lots more white. Just to add a little bit of variation. The lighter that you go, the more likely that you may need to add another layer of paint. Okay, now once your clothespins are completely dry, which mine are not yet, I'm going to get started just for sake of time. You can then take your smaller paintbrushes and put decorations on them. So for example, with this one, I'm going to do some stripes. All right, when you've had fun decorating your menorah candles, let them dry again. Okay, so your next step is to cut out some flames, and then you're going to take your flame and you're going to glue it to your clothespin. And then, remember the shamash goes in the middle. That's the candle that lights all the other candles. Ta-da! There is your menorah. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Enjoy your celebration of lights. Thank you for joining us today. Happy Hanukkah to all those celebrating. If you enjoyed the story, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to hear more stories in the future.